Hey guys, welcome back to Myst. I opened up our save file and it took me here. So, I guess this is just where they start you. Yeah, hopefully it saved our progress and shit in the mechanical age. But yeah, it's pretty early in the morning. And by that, I mean pretty early in my morning. It is 1:20 right now. And I just woke up like an hour or two ago. I had 2 hot dogs for breakfast. And I think we're ready to rock and fucking roll. So, yeah. Let's start off by reading the next journal. I have called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees, which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and would disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late, and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me, yet I did not feel threatened by their appearance. Their response to me was one that I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level, approximately halfway up to the grand trees. Let me take that one again. Reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level, approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least, he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic... What the fuck? Once again, it closed me out. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human. At least, to some extent, he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise, this creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to sleep. To go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human, but he is old beyond his own reckoning, and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. See, if any red flags were going off in your heads about this being like a weird like colonial thing, like a weird like racist like colonizer thing, don't worry. Atris isn't about that. He don't like it. Where was I? It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me that he had not spoken our own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings which happened randomly. Some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. The sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day, things changed. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon, it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees where they gradually died out. Maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I'm not sure. I mean, like, humans on Earth invented tree houses, you know? Like, we could probably live up there if we had, like, a network of them. I don't understand why that would lead to our dying out. I think maybe it was something else. Maybe lack of nutrition up in the trees. Maybe they only have, like, berries and shit, you know? Anyway, this is the story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I am especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. Yet, the old man believes in the truth of the story as if he had been there. And the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and asleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort, he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. They then kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while, he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally, he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out of the door and off the narrow path, high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body he had fallen onto a lower level of the walkway and carry it away. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree dwellers lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As this strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning, I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason, the water no longer shifts color. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. I even found food outside of the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon so that I may learn more from them. I have lived on this world for 3 months off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I am even beginning to learn bits of their language. I have decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and my sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I'm sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age would be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Cirrus and Achenar will react to its curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind, as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. They get along very well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I am leaving tomorrow to check on the Osmoian age. Cirrus has suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Though the idea unsettles me, I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warned the boys not to take advantage of the respect the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Chachtik. Kochtik? Something. I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Cirrus and Achenar here. See Everdunes Journal for more information. After watching Cirrus and Achenar, I see they're handling things very well, and I think I can put to rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again. And for a little longer time. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but are happy that Cirrus and Achenar are staying behind again. I have been gone for over 3 days, and have been to many different places. I had to tell Cirrus and Achenar about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Cirrus and Achenar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and am reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black that I thought they were, to various different colors. I have shown some of the creatures my journal, and they have laughed and howled. I did not know they had such a sense of humor. Even now, as I look through this very colorful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also asked if they can visit some other ages alone. Though I will have to think over their request, I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again. Here they have a very rough map of the Channelwood channels, I suppose. There's a future bridge supposed to be there. There's some line connecting these. Here's about a third of a windmill. And here is one of the huts connected with the bridges. And that is the end of the journal. That one was tough to read, actually. The different colored font is like very pixelated and kind of hard to read. But, you know, we made it. Okay, so with that taken care of, let's do this. Oh my god, it skipped. You guys saw that, right? We have to go all the way back around. Here we go. Now we open up the passage once again. Take a sip of water, we go through the passage, we go up to the tower. Obviously, to get to the Channelwood Age, we have to do something with that big tree. There was a hut right next to it. Hut, more like a cabin. As we can see, pointed directly at the tree. 724. Let me write that down really quick. I think I should be able to remember that, but I'm just not confident in that. So we've got that written down. Now we can go back down the elevator. So, something on this island, having to do with the tree or the cabin next to it, requires a sequence of 3 numbers. And if you can remember where that is, then you have a better memory than I do. Of course I remember it now, but when I played the game for the first time, of course I kind of scrambled around for a while. Oh, we didn't watch the butterflies this time. That's sad. So, this safe. $724, and we get a book of matches. Which then, of course, we can use to light this. I think. Maybe I have to turn this valve first. Sort of open it up. Now this is worrisome. Because this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to light the boiler. Do I have to turn it all the way? Oh, do I have to strike the match first? Oh my god. So what we're about to find So the tree is rising with every... Does that actually make a difference? It's like maintaining its height. Oh. Nope, it's still rising, just slowly. So we do have to shut this off and then get in there quick. do wish I didn't turn it the entire way. Alright. Time to hurry. And yoink our way in there. And we've done it. Whew. So, if you're playing along at home, don't forget to strike the match before using it. That'll get ya. We found the Channelwood book. Hell yeah. I do enjoy this game. I was gonna say this age, but I just like every age in this game. Even mechanical age. It's just a little underwhelming compared to the others. The other ages, you can imagine a world outside of what you see. Such as this one, you know? Like, this one's very lived in and, like, natural to me. There's a pipe leading over all over the place. A lot of pipes. But, like, you know, mechanical age, you get there and it's like an expanse of just flat water. And then there's a thing that, like, I don't know. There's not much left of the culture of that age. I would much rather the age delve underwater or something, you know? I think that would be very cool to see the sunken city that the tales told of. So this place is a bit of a maze. As you can see, here's the burnt dock, the dead-end walkway that the elder was cremated on. And as you can see, the water is not changing colors, so that, with him, died the last of the water's color. This doesn't seem to have any power to work. And neither does that. What the? Where am I? It just, like, sort of took me somewhere. This is not connected. So let's try and find a way over there to connect it. Why don't we? Well, I know why not. It's because we can't get over there. Okay, so there's the burnt dock. The cats are rolling around and being weird outside my door. This door is locked, and the path looks cool. Not really relevant, but check it out. It's like a staircase, and then, like, underneath it are these, like, supports. I always used to think that the staircase was, like, folded up, and that I couldn't use it. And that, like, once I activated the steam valves or whatever, then it would unfurl and I could use it. But it just activates the door, and then it's like the stairs are already they're prepped for use. So this is the sole landmass on this age. And here we have a bit of a generator room. Going into the water. I assume the windmill is what's generating this power. So the water is flowing. So that's interesting. What did that other switch do? Genuinely don't remember. Anyway, the water is pouring through these. As you can see, we have little intersections. And wherever this lever is, it blocks it off from going in that direction. You see I'm over here and you can't hear the water anymore. So, using that, we can direct the water. And I think you know where we're going with it. We'll get to that later. I want to get everything on this level finished before we, you know, commit to anything else. That should do. That was a weird lever pull. But yeah, this bridge works now. And with it, we can do this. Extend the pipe over there so that we can direct it over here. So we've got 3 different ways to get up to the second level. Let's just go with the first. I got myself turned around. Let's just go with the first one available to us and open this up. Oh, it's locked from the other side. Okay, well, change of plans. Let's go for this elevator then. Where am I? Sage is a little bit confusing. Alright, so let's go up here. And here is like the exact like hut, or rather, I guess intersection that was depicted in the journal. So, this direction, I suppose we'll go first. We've got a bunch of unfinished carpentry projects, or maybe the scene of a fight. Very fucked up room, actually. There's like an overturned table here. There's like broken poles. I wonder what happened. That's not me being coy. Just genuinely wondering. So we've got a basket weaving tent and some ceramics. So clearly they're not that primitive. They've got, you know, basic food storage. And it looks like this actually leads to a lot more places than I thought it did. This doesn't lead to anything. It's interesting. On the other ages, you can't hear any wildlife, but in this one you hear like frogs and birds and such. Even on Myst, the only life you ever see is, like, butterflies, right? Unless there's bird chirping there, too, and I just, like, didn't notice. And, as always, that ever-present wind. Come on. So, back in this looks like a whole thing. This also seems like a whole thing, but much less so. Oh? I believe we just opened that door. I wonder if it opened the one at the bottom as well. Very difficult to tell. Can't really get a good angle on that. That is one thing that Real Myst does better, is that, you know, since it's an actual 3D environment, you can, like, look around freely, if you so choose. Where am I? Another basket room. That was where I wanted to go, right? I just don't know where I am. Pretty much all of these seem to have flipped tables and unwoven baskets and all that. It's a great many... Right, that was just a pointless loop. Great many abandoned things here. So, over... no. What is that? What is this? Hold on. What is all that? Ah. Okay, so I think this region was only meant to, only meant for us to get that lever to open up that. So let's go back down. All right. Much like the other ages, very clearly very abandoned. Something happened here, we don't know what, etc. Can I open you now? No, of course I can't. Alright, well. And that should take you all the way over to that, which we don't actually really want. I forgot. Yeah, I think we want it to go here, but then we flip-o. No. Yeah, we flip-o. And luckily, the bridge we made, it only requires power to lift and unlift. It doesn't require power to stay activated. So we take this up. Real easy to get lost in this age. Oh. We found the Myst book. We don't want that yet. We need pages. But that's there when we need it. Okay, so it definitely does require for us to find this. Why can't I get there? Okay, we must have missed something. Missed. we must have missed something. Yeah, look in front of you. You're missing everything. So, over here. Did we go this way? Oh my god, we didn't go this way. Huh. It's embarrassing. There's two things. First of all, get that done. Second of all, there's a elevator here. Oh, that's what the power goes to. At the bottom of the stairs, this generator powers the elevator. I understand. Did we miss something? I bet I'm making y'all sick. Yeah, what the fuck? No. No, where was that? Over here. Yep. Easy. We didn't miss anything. Now let's go up to the third level, where we find that even more walkways and buildings have been made. If we go behind us, we have this. We've got a knife, we've got wine bottles. We have the other half of our message. Hold on, let me write this down. Alright, I've got it all written down, and it reads as follows. Marker switch vault access, Island of Myst. The vault is located in very plain view on the Island of Myst, and access can be achieved very easily if the simple instructions are followed. First, locate each of the marker switches on the island. Turn every one of these switches to the on position. Then, go to the dock, and as a final step, turn the marker switch there to the off position. So, in order to access this marker switch vault, we have to go back to Myst and turn off, since we've already turned on all of the marker switches, we just have to turn off the one on the dock. And that is what those half pages are all about. Once again, our excellent interior decorating skills here. And here's Sirius's red page. Not much in this room. Not much in this room. There are some broken chairs. So either a fit of rage on his own or a struggle, which combined with the wine bottles does not seem he was treating the locals very well. He's got just grody ass cheese and some knives everywhere. And not much else. I've just picked up the page without thinking, really. We could just go to Myst then finish exploring while we're getting the Akinar page. I think that sounds lovely. We go across this bridge that we made, and into here. And lo and behold, the book. Wow. Oh, I don't know if it's Cirrus or Akinar's turn. Oh well, sorry Akinar, it's Cirrus's turn again. So, let's see what he's got to say. I wonder if he's going to introduce himself again and ask for red pages, maybe.
With each page I can see more clearly. Soon, free from this horrible prison, this book. You must visit the one remaining age. You have not. Comfort that my brother Akinar is demented. He is guilty. Took advantage of the freedom our father had given us. Akinar guilty. I ask you again. Do not retrieve the pages. He will destroy both myself and you, just as he destroyed the other pages of Myst. Never will escape. You must simply bring the ready. The story that I, your wisdom, you will see that I am innocent and he is guilty. This forgotten island long ago. I will owe you my life, and you will be greatly rewarded.
Well, don't say it like that. Ugh. Ugh. So that's him. Ah, shit, we gotta do the damn tree thing again. Fuck. That shit is so slow. Luckily, I don't think it can rise or fall while we're turning it. There goes the needle. We're gonna go watch it a little bit. We want it to be a couple things off the ground first, so we have time to scurry on back and get in there. Take a sip of water. Hydration check. Everybody check your postures. Did you take your medicine? If so, good job. If not, go do that. Yeah, you see that? The needle's all the way at the end, but since I'm turning it, it doesn't activate. Oh, it's time to go. Hello. Now we wait. But not for very long, because here we go. Channelwood 2. So, yeah, there are a couple of buildings and such that we've left unexplored, and those are what we're going to explore now. Again, I'm curious about how much this will require us. I keep hiccuping. I'm curious how much this age will require us to do over. If I see it correctly, the bridge is still there. Sure is. The water's still flowing. So we just go up here and raise the elevator. So here we have this building and that building over there. Let's... That just makes that sound? Okay. So we have this door. Let's go in. Yep. Oh, geez. Sacrificial altar, I suppose. We've got candles, we got masks. These are some of the masks that he had in Stone Ship, I believe. So clearly he's very proud of this. And if you can see, there's a bunch of like drawings on the walls here. A bunch of very brightly colored symbols. And so Akinar's got that room, and then also this room. What is that? What is that? Is that some hanging? Yeah, just like a piece of wood. There's this page. Let's just get that. But let's... So, he's got a sort of Wizard of Oz situation going on here, where he communicates that to them via that holographic altar, and probably intimidates them into like sacrifice and or, you know, presenting gifts to him like as a god. I wonder what these other buttons are though. It's got a couple of different pre-recorded messages.
I hope I pushed the right button, my dear brother. What a very interesting device you have here. I'm not erasing anything important, am I? Remember, he is preparing. Take only one page, my dear brother.
So that's interesting. So by that message, it seems like, though they are sort of pitted against each other as brothers, they are working together on something. Or at least they were. And Akonar's job was to steal a page of something. If we go in here,
I hope I pushed the right button, my dear brother.
we can see that the,
What a very interesting device you have here.
I didn't expect it to
I'm not erasing anything
hold me hostage.
important, am I? Remember, he is preparing.
Atris, I assume.
One page, my dear brother.
So they were working together on something, and that was a warning from Cirrus to Akonar about, I suppose Atris was getting wise to their scheme, whatever it was. And like I said, Akonar's job was to take a page of something. Very interesting, very interesting. Wrong. Went to the wrong thing. So, here we return to Myst. The plot thickens. So if they were working together, I wonder what turned them against each other. And if so, what's the truthfulness of that? You know? I guess I'm trying to say, like, how far can we trust them? In either direction, you know? So there seems to be something more at play here. But right now, we are still trying to decide which of these guys deserves to be released and which one doesn't. Because that's really the only objective we've been given thus far.
My friend. Bring in the blue pages. I see. Convinced Cirrus is guilty. Pray, do not release him. He will destroy me, just as he did. Innocent bystander. I've been wrongly tricked into imprisonment. You have observed his unbridled lust for riches.
I have seen it.
In the 4 remaining worlds. Some plot. It was almost perfect. Final blow to father. You tricked him into believing that it was I who was the murderer. I didn't murder father. Bring me the remaining. Please. Liar. Pulling a liar. Must not be free. last age of Myst. I must be free. You must free me. I cannot bear it here for eternity. Free me.
So Akinar's getting kind of desperate to convince us. I will say, you should note the difference in their claims. Sirius claims that he is innocent, and Akinar is, guilty of burning the books, whereas, and then his story is that their father imprisoned them both. Whereas Akinar claims that Sirius convinced their father to, that Akinar was guilty and then killed their father. Which begs the question, then how the hell did Sirius get in a book? So, again, Akinar, really fucking bad at lying. Very untrustworthy. Sirius is very clearly a schemer, but at least he seems to be telling some modicum of the truth. And so that's where I'll leave it today. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.